Lift up the self by the self, and don't let the self droop down, for the self is the self's only friend, and the self is the self's only foe. Hello, and welcome to my channel. If you are new here and you like this video, please consider hitting the thumbs up and subscribing to my channel to see more free content. My Patreon and YouTube memberships are now live, offering behind-the-scenes content, collective readings, ad-free videos, an online community group, and a live healing circle every month. Details can be found in the description section. For those who are new or have not viewed my posts, I will be appearing in a new film called Grail, a unique and interesting story that I'm sure you will love. There are some amazing actors in this, and I'm thrilled to be a part of this project. Keep an eye out for updates and when the film will be released. The website and channel for the movie can be found in the description section. So let's get started. Wands have been used for thousands of years by various cultures to symbolize power, leadership, and authority. Whether they are the common handheld wand, or they take the shape of a staff, dowsing rod, or scepter, these ancient tools were mainly used for magic, divination, and rituals. It is suggested that the origins of the wand may be based in prehistory. The earliest known wand was supposedly used in Central Asia by a shaman to perform magical ceremonies, and the famous druids of ancient Celtic society used wands to perform ceremonies and rituals to their gods. In the Gaelic world, the white wand symbolized a king's power and authority. A more well-known version of the wand is used by many monarchs of Europe, where the act of holding a scepter or rod of power during their coronation would show empowerment, physical and mental strengths, and of course, authority. There are many witches and warlocks in ancient folklore that were said to use wands. One of the most famous was the wizard Merlin from the legend of King Arthur. In ancient Greece, the staff was mentioned by writer Homer in his works The Iliad and the Odyssey. Homer writes that the goddess Athena turned Odysseus into an old man with her staff and rejuvenated him with one swing of her staff. There are also references to the wand in 13th century Latin spellbook by Pope Honorius III. In ancient Egypt, people would use wands made from the ivory of the hippopotamus to protect their households from illness and evil spirits. And in ancient Rome, magic was openly practiced using staffs and wands. An augur was a priest who sought divine guidance regarding the good fortune of Rome, and were often depicted holding a litius, which is a curved wand. Similar to this, the ancient Vikings would seek the guidance of a volva or seeress who usually carried a staff or a wand to practice their magic known as seda. Wands can be used to open and close spiritual and healing circles, channel messages, create a bridge from the material world to higher realms, cast spells, offer protection and direct healing energy to a particular area. Whilst wands can be made of bone, stone, crystals or metal, it is the wands made of wood that are most popular, as they are connected to the wisdom of the trees. In many cultures throughout history, trees are known to be majestic, life-givers and extensions of Mother Gaia. They provide oxygen and a home for wildlife. They communicate with one another via their roots underground, and they can live for hundreds of years. Some of the best wood for wands are made from oak, pine, sycamore, maple, rowan and white ash. Wands can be carved or painted with gemstones, beads or charms added. In many cases, wand makers add copper wire to conduct the energy. Wands have definitely become more ornate over time, as the much earlier ones would have likely been sticks, sometimes with symbols carved on the side. To care for your wand, keep it clean and safe, wrapped in a cloth or kept in a box. You can charge your wand by sunlight or moonlight, depending on your requirements, and lay it on soil or grass to ground its energy. A wand is not for everyone, but it is an excellent tool to focus your own healing, protection, divination or manifestation powers. As some of you know, I have my own handmade healing wands for sale, which can be found on my online shop, so I will be using some of them during this session, along with drawing some ancient Viking runes for a collective message. Taking a deep breath in and out. Release to begin. God within me, God without, how shall I ever be in doubt? There is no place where I may go, and not there see God's face, not know. I am God's vision and God's ears, so through the harvest of my years, I am the sower and the sown, God's self unfolding and God's own. Drawing the 5 rune spread. First we have Overview. Gateway. This is place of non-action associated with the god Thor. With a gateway for its symbol, this rune indicates that there is work to be done both inside and outside yourself. This represents the frontier between heaven and the mundane. Arriving here is a recognition of your readiness to contact the numinous, the divine, to illuminate your experience so that its meaning shines through its form. This is a rune of non-action, thus the gateway is not to be approached and passed through without contemplation. Here you are being confronted with a clear reflection of what is hidden to yourself, what must be exposed and examined before right action can be undertaken. This rune strengthens your ability to wait, Now is not a time to make decisions. Deep transformational forces are at work in this next to last of the cycle runes. Visualize yourself standing before a gateway on a hilltop. Your entire life lies out behind you and below. Before you step through the gateway, pause and review the past, the learning and the joys, the victories and the sorrows, everything it took to bring you here. Observe it all, bless it all, release it all, for it is in letting go of the past that you reclaim your power. Step through the gateway now. Your challenge is opening reversed. The element of fire. Expect a darkening of the light in some situation or relationship. A friendship may be dying, a partnership, a marriage, some aspect of yourself that is no longer appropriate to the person that you are becoming. Reversed, this rune points to the death of a way of being and puts you on notice that failure to face up consciously to that death would constitute a loss of opportunity. Kano reversed calls for giving up gladly the old and being prepared to live for a time empty. It calls for developing inner stability and carries the warning not to be seduced by the momentum of old ways while waiting for the new to become illuminated in their proper time. Action, wholeness, life force, the sun's energy. This stands for wholeness, that which your nature requires. It embodies the impulse towards self-realization and indicates the path you must follow, not from ulterior motives, but from the core of your individuality. Seeking after wholeness is the spiritual warrior's quest, and yet what you are striving to become in actuality is what, by nature, you already are. Become conscious of your essence and bring it into form. Express it in creative ways. A rune of great power, making life force available to you. This marks a time for regeneration down to the cellular level. Although this rune has no reversed position, there is reason for caution. You may see fit to withdraw or even to retreat in the face of a pressing situation, especially if events or people are demanding that you expend your energy now. Know that such a retreat is a retreat in strength, a voyage inward for centering, for balance. Timely retreat is among the skills of the spiritual warrior. Open yourself up. Let the light into a part of your life that has been secret and shut away. To accomplish this may call for a profound recognition, for admitting to yourself something that you have long denied. There is a prayer known as the Gayatri that embodies the spirit of the rune of wholeness. Address the sun in the fashion below. You who are the source of all power, whose rays illuminate the world, illuminate also my heart, so that it too can do your work. While reciting the Gayatri, visualize the sun's rays streaming forth into the world, entering your heart, then streaming out from your heart center and back into the world. This is a powerful and life-enhancing prayer. There is a caution here not to give yourself airs. Even in a time of bountiful energy, you are required to face and vanquish your refusal to let right action flow through you. Nourish this capacity, for it is a mark of true humility. Practice the art of doing without doing. Aim yourself truly, and then maintain your aim without manipulative effort. Meditate on Christ's words, I can of mine own self do nothing. For by our own power we do nothing, even in loving. It is love that loves through us. This way of thinking and being integrates new energies and permits us to flow into wholeness, which is the ultimate goal of the spiritual warrior. Your sacrifice is possessions. Nourishment. A rune of fulfillment, ambition satisfied, love shared, rewards received. Theou promises nourishment from the most worldly to the sacred and the divine, for if the ancient principle, as above so below, holds true, then we are also here to nourish God. This rune calls for a deep probing of the meaning of profit and gain in your life. Look with care to know whether it is wealth and possessions you require for your well-being, or rather self-rule and the growth of a will. Another concern of Theou is to conserve what has already been gained. It urges vigilance and continual mindfulness, especially in times of good fortune, for it is then that you are likely to collapse yourself into your success on the one hand, or behave recklessly on the other. Enjoy your good fortune and remember to share it. The mark of the well-nourished self is the ability and willingness to nourish others. And the final rune in this reading is New Situation, Fertility, New Beginnings. This rune is akin to the moon, the intuitive part of your nature, with its urge towards harmonizing and adjusting in the sphere of personal relationships. Ingus embodies the universal need to share, the yearning to be desired, a search after similarities. The completion of beginnings is what Ingus requires. Drawing this rune may mark a time of joyful deliverance, of new life, a new path, a rune of great power. Receiving it means that you now have the strength to achieve completion, resolution, from which comes a new beginning. Above all, completion is crucial here. It may be timely that you complete some project now. If so, make that your first priority. Perhaps a difficult state of mind can be clarified or resolved. The appearance of this rune indicates that you must fertilize the ground for your own deliverance. All things change, and we cannot live permanently amid obstructions. Ingus signals your emergence from a closed chrysalis state. As you resolve and clear away the old, you will experience a release from tension and uncertainty. You may be required to free yourself from a rut, habit, or relationship, from some deep cultural or behavioral pattern, some activity that was quite proper to the self you are leaving behind. The time of birth is always a critical one. Movement can involve danger, and yet movement that is timely leads out of danger. Enter the delivery room now. Another of the cycle runes, Ingus counsels preparation. Being centered and grounded, freeing yourself from all unwanted influences, and seeing the humor, you are indeed prepared to open yourself to the will of heaven and await your deliverance with calm certainty. The speech of the High One. I know I hung on that wind-swept tree, swung there for 9 long nights, wounded by my own blade, bloodied for Odin, myself an offering to myself, bound to the tree that no man knows whither the roots of it run. None gave me bread, none gave me drink. Down to the deepest depths I peered, until I spied the runes. With a roaring cry I seized them up, then dizzy and fainting I fell. Well-being I won, and wisdom too. I grew and took joy in my growth. From a word to a word, I was led to a word, from a deed to another deed. . Do you know how to cut them, know how to stain them, know how to read them, how to understand? Do you know how to evoke them, know how to send them, know how to offer, know how to ask? It is better not to offer than to offer too much, for a gift demands a gift. Better not to slay than to slay too many. Thus did Odin speak before the earth began, when he rose up in after time. These runes I know, unknown to kings' wives, or any earthly man. Help one is called, for help is its gift, and helped you will be in sickness and care and sorrow. Another I know, which all will need, who would study leechcraft. On the bark scratch them on the whole of trees, whose brows bend to the east. I know a third, if my need be great in battle, it dulls the swords of deadly foes, neither wiles nor weapons wound me, and I go all unscathed. Deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth, releasing any tension in the body, any aches and pains. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men, let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. As mentioned before, wands can be used to open a healing or spiritual circle, so I'll be using my own white ash wand with key charm to demonstrate. With a wand or a staff, you can call forth each of the directions and their associated elements, animals and guides before declaring the circle open. There are many examples of this online, but it's a pretty straightforward process. You can also light some incense and play appropriate music. I recently attended a shamanic drumming and healing circle, and this is how the circle is opened and closed each time. It's an ancient custom that has been passed down through the centuries. You may start by pointing your wand to the sky, calling forth the divine or great spirit. As above, so below. As within, so without. Starting with a prayer or invocation. Then turning to the east, associated with air, and clockwise to the south with fire, the west with water, and the north with earth. You speak an incantation, welcoming the guardians of the watchtower, animals, guides, angels, and the elements. For example, east represents spring, and you may summon its associated animal guides, which are birds, the owl, hawk, or the hummingbird. This is done mainly for protection, but also to show respect to Mother Earth and the Great Spirit. All of my wands are responsibly sourced from Welsh woodlands and lovingly handmade, anointed with essential oils and adorned with gemstones and copper wire for energy conductivity. I have sold these wands all over the world with 5-star reviews, so if you're interested, pop on over to my online shop to take a look. A percentage of each sale will be donated to woodland charities. So we are just going to finish off with this sycamore wand. Remember that Reiki will last up to 28 days, but you can watch this session as many times as you need to. Make sure you keep a glass of water nearby, stay hydrated, and get plenty of rest. Energy healing is not restricted by time or space, so you will receive this healing just as effectively as if you were in the same room as me. So as we're bringing this session to a close, take some nice deep cleansing breaths. In and out, giving thanks for this session, expressing gratitude to the divine for our healing, and closing you down safely from the crown chakra down to the root chakra, protecting you and grounding you. Affirm, and so it is. Thank you so much for joining me for this History of Wands, Viking rune reading and Reiki session. Until next time, take care, and I'll see you soon. Peace.